only STEM, it's not unique to us. It's not something that we've invented. It is part of how it's structured.
If we're having kids help kids, and the one that's helping this group, the new group, is her son, who is nasty to this group and my son, how are they supposed to learn anything?
Well, we can address that. And that's part of what we're doing here.
Colton's being sarcastic to all the new guys.
And we're aware of that now.
So
it's something we can
So
work on.
I do think there is kind of a bit of a bias here where Payson's kind of getting the upper hand, and I don't want that to happen. So I don't know what the current situation is on teams, but I would actually like Payson to work things out with him. And maybe work on a team together, figure out how to work through the conflict. I'm more than willing to work together outside of the group to work through their conflict. I don't want to see him given an advantage to be put on a better team. I didn't realize that's what was happening, and I would like to go back on that.
Why wasn't Mackay moved in Colton's stay? I mean, in Payson stay.
Just honestly, I'll be honest, that was my decision. My daughter, and it's going to make 0 sense. My daughter likes what is that stupid show with the green hair?
Favoritism.
It was green.
Favoritism.
It
was the hair that sent the kid to the best class.
And whether you like it,
and you want me to believe that?
You can choose whether you believe or not. I'm a person just like anybody
I
else.
understand. I would like Payson to be put back.
I'm a person just like anyone else. I'm gonna have flaws. And it wasn't done maliciously at all. It really wasn't. And I didn't get in the business of education to be malicious. And I've been in it for 23 years pretty successfully.
Maliciously.
Is this something that people are unhappy? Possibly. And it's gonna happen. But it wasn't done maliciously.
Well, I'm in a situation with my child, both my children, where I'm raising them to recognize racism and to stand up against it. And I don't want him to perceive this as him being given an opportunity that Mackay's not given. So I would prefer that he be put back on the team, and we can work together to get our children to cooperate. They're both really bright boys, and I would love to see them succeed in this activity, and have it be a safe haven for them to come and do this activity together, and continue this activity so that they can be veterans one day and be on a team that goes to nationals. But I just think it needs, this is a learning point for both of them to see that this is not acceptable. Whether it's intentional or not, it's just not acceptable. So I would love for Payson to be put back on the rookie team and to be treated the same. And any issues that do come up, we're both 100% willing to step in. He does have a difficult personality. We're working on that. We all have our quirks, and I just feel like we're trying to work with him, and he doesn't come home and tell me what's going on. It's just not something he does. So I've been, like I said, my mistake. I've been head in the sand. I just thought he was enjoying it, maybe a little conflict. I didn't realize it was this big. So
and so that you're aware, this isn't always fun. It isn't. And I deal with tears with my daughter.
My son cried all the way through one competition. Cried
So
to the point
this
that
for
it was
him.
hard.
And the reason it's not, people perceive robotics as playing. This is work, and they're having to learn skills.
I didn't perceive it as playing at all.
In the world, it does. It's like, they're building bots, and it's, the major part of this is actually not building the bot. The major part of it is
Teamwork,
problem solving, how to agree, how to disagree, how to make your voice heard, but how to lead and how to step back. And this is very hard.
So what are you guys going to do when problems arise between kids, not letting kids solve kids' issues?
With you,
that needs to be an adult solving kids' issues.
This is probably one of the biggest problems we've had in the 9 years that I've done this. I've done this a long, long time, and it doesn't usually get.
But she allowed it to get that big by not responding.
I think part of it, honestly, you're hopeful that they'll kind of resolve it among themselves could we have done things differently? Possibly, probably. We're not perfect. And our intentions are to provide the students with an opportunity to do this.
I just want them to be treated equally.
Mm-hmm.
And I just didn't realize that he wasn't being treated equally, and if I had known, I definitely would have worked with it. He's not aware yet of his privilege of being a white male,
Thank you.
so he doesn't understand that he was doing something to put him down, but we're working on it at home.
Right.
And you know,
also, I'd just like to say, I am not racist.
I don't take you as buddy.
Okay, good.
I don't take you as. It's bigger than you.
Well, whenever, well, how do I put this? Why?
But you could be a start of a change of a new world. So we can end people like that.
we're gonna change. to
Your
where
parents are gonna make
everybody's
sure of
treated
it.
equally. That's what we're trying to do right now. We're mediating. Is that cool?
Mhm.
We want a chance for you and Makai to work things out.
Do you think it's possible you guys could get along?
It's not, well, it's not on the outside, it's probably on the inside about how we act with
Mm-hmm.
each other, because, well, most people want to do this, most people want to do that,
Mm-hmm.
and it's hard to stick together when you pretty much just don't want to be just don't want to be with somebody but you're still stuck with them.
Okay.
That's pretty hard.
Yeah,
You
but we
guys
can
are-
work through that.
You guys are doing something new together and learning, and you're gonna have frustrations.
Mm-hmm.
I think we can
And-
work together with Makai outside of robotics to work through your conflict. And then when you come to robotics, you can just focus on robotics.
Okay.
Okay.
They probably end up liking the same exact things.
Yes.
I see the Minecraft and Kai's huge on it. Legos, he is huge on it. Anything engineering based, Makai's huge.
Yes.
Wait, does he know about like Polybridge and all that? It's like probably, like Portal and Polybridge.
Can we talk about that outside of class?
Okay.
Let's
You know
wrap
what
this
that
up.
What is it on?
It's actually on computer.
Okay.
It's basically where you build bridges and hope that they don't fall over.
Oh, what you did in school, remember? When you were building the
And-
Stones Bridge.
And you have a limited amount of budget, so you have to keep under that budget. And you can, on parts for the bridge. And then, you can modify the bridge, so it has to be the perfect in between standing up and holding the car, which is supposed to cross the bridge,
Mm-hmm.
and also keeping under budget.
That could be difficult.
Very difficult. But some of
He's so
them,
cute.
some of them include different things, like portal. Well, it literally has portals,
Mm-hmm.
and portal instead of different kinds of cars, they're just forklifts, and you get these interactive objects that they can push, turrets that they're not supposed to get shot with, lasers they can't get past.
Okay, can I cut you off for a second? Can we talk about it after? Let's
Um,
resolve this, okay?
So we are still within the group, there are more than just the two of you, cause you have two other teammates. So while I appreciate that there's gonna be collaboration between you all, specifically with the two of them, things could still spill outside. So we still need a communication plan,
For sure.
because.
Starting with the main
students-
core in the classroom
Well,
needs to
that's what
communicate
we're-
with both parents.
That's what I would like to kind of define now, so that expectations are really clear. Because you're gonna talk to each other,
Mm-hmm.
we're working with multiple teams. So we also need to be included in understanding if things are still going on.
For sure. And we're more than willing to
Yeah.
get them to better cooperate so that they
Right.
can work better in your classroom.
Right.
But if there are conflicts in the classroom, we would just like to know.
So my question,
Exactly.
because we're dealing with privacy issues by law, I can't call you about someone else's child, vice versa. I can't call you about someone's child.
Okay.
The law
We're talking
is
about what our
very
own
clear.
children are doing in the classroom.
Right,
That's what
but
she's
we're
referring
also
to.
trying to work on them working with each other.
Right.
But they
So-
cannot resolve conflict on their own.
Well, if you allow
They need
me
an
to-
adult to
If you
do
allow
it.
me to finish, when we contact you.
You know, I'm not
Do
gonna
you
keep
all
sitting
feel-
here and have you talk to me like that. I'm telling you right now.
All I'm asking is when we contact you, are we able to talk to the other parent about your child?
I don't care.
Yeah, I would just like to know what's up, cause
Okay.
my red flag went up when I was told that somebody was gonna be somebody else.
Okay.
That was like, whoa, we don't, you know,
It
and
was
if
never
my
said.
child,
She made that up.
but if my child actually said that, then I wanna know because he shouldn't be in the program.
Exactly.
But
And
what
if there's a
I-
threat
again,
coming to
all
my
I'm
child, I need to
asking
know.
Is
Right.
if I call you, are you okay if I'm talking to them for us to discuss Makai? And if I call you, are you okay?
If
Yeah.
Makai threatened to beat her son up, I think she would want to know that.
You're welcome to
I
tell
understand, thank you. I
her
Yeah.
just,
anything
I
about
just
us.
need to,
Yeah, it
Yeah,
helps,
please.
it helps solve it.
Right.
Quicker,
Right.
you know what I mean?
And I just feel like this could have, if this would have just been dealt with a while ago.
Sooner.
We wouldn't be here. Because our children are at like a breaking point of, I can't deal with you. And they're just children. I don't think either of them is guilty
It
of
didn't
being
even have to get
malicious.
there, you know?
They're just, their personalities don't jive. So we're just gonna have to work that out. And I would rather teach him to work things out than just be put on another team.
Okay.
Personally, I didn't realize things were so big. I thought it was just like, okay, we're just gonna split them up because they're not getting
Mm-mm.
along, but it's not that, it's bigger.
We didn't know the composition of the team either.
Right.
I thought it was
Right.
kind of, you know, a mix of veterans and rookies together.
That's what I
Right.
thought.
But if,
Right.
like, I found out that's not the case,
Right.
so like
Right.
him moving up to
And I'll be very honest.
Wrong.
wrong.
Yeah.
In any normal year, parents are in and out much more frequently. We
Okay.
rely on parent volunteers. COVID has made it really challenging. In fact, last year, we hardly had any teams because of COVID. But normally parent engagement, it has to be heavier. We travel with each other, we eat with each other,
Mhm.
Okay.
we have long days with each other. It is frustrating because we see the kids get frustrated, so it's supporting them while allowing them to work through the process. We can't do it without parent involvement. And we're trying, but we can't do it without parent involvement.
Okay.
Normally, we've had volunteers, we've had engineers volunteer in the past. We've cut them out to minimize exposure. So a lot of it has changed. Before, when we had people come in and work with the teams, we haven't brought them in because I can't have them working in a factory and in a plant, being exposed to other people, and then coming and being exposed to the kids.
Okay, I understand that.
So it's different for us. We usually know parents really early on because they're coming in, they're watching the kids, what they're doing. Like, the fact that this was the first time you were even in the classroom is not typical for us. Because part of understanding this is being there and seeing it. But we're also we don't want to expose more people to what they have to.
That's fine. I just think going forward, I don't think things were handled well in the past, but I just think going
Mm-mm.
forward, which is all we can do, is to level the playing field a little bit, not give Payson any sort, I mean, I don't want anyone to be treated poorly,
Right.
obviously. I just don't want him to have any advantage over anyone else.
Right.
If rookies work with rookies and that's how you do things, I would like him to stay
Okay,
with the group that he started with.
okay.
Like I said, I didn't understand, and so now I do, and I prefer him to just stay where he was and go to competition with, you know, a bad robot or whatever, I don't know,
Right.
like a non-veteran group.
Right.
And to just
Sure.
learn that way.
And there are going to be times, because they're alliances, there are going to be times that they could be partnered with the other group, but there are times they will compete against each other.
How could
And-
that even be close to being fair when you got a veteran competing against rookies?
Let me tell you, our first competition is next week. It's an eye-opening experience. And I can tell you, even though this will be our,
Well, the IQ is all partnership,
it's not alliances
Yeah,
like this, but, their growth comes, once you hit that first competition, then the kids are like, okay, now I can see strategies to use. And then that's when they start networking among each other. Right now, they only have exposure to one other, well, two at the middle school teams. The real growth comes when they're like, holy cow, now I get it. I get ways to get points. I get ways, and you can show them all the videos they want. But because they are